So this week's basically been Fallout, 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 and if I remember correctly, we ended off with Fallout. Hello and welcome to Juggernaut's Weekly Gaming News. Hello and welcome indeed to a new show. Yes, I call this roughly edited, hastily put together video a show, deal with it. It is a gaming show, obviously, where we shall be, if it isn't super obvious by its title, discussing various news and things that are going on in the gaming world over the course of the previous week prior to releasing the video. So, the game in the background is, you've guessed it, is bloody Fallout. Which is only fitting considering what we're going to be discussing here. That is it is not the release of Fallout, don't worry about it, that's not what I mean. But it's basically, it goes like this. I'm hesitant to say the word Fallout now. The game you're watching has been released.
199.
Has been released, I'm going to just lower down the audio. On November the 10th-ish, depending on, where you live. It's sort of been stretched out, considering that you could see Let's Plays of the game and playthroughs of it, and even the ending within the first few within the first 10 minutes of the game's actual release. It's because people got review copies, and, different places got the game in different times, and etc, etc. It doesn't really matter too much. Thing is, we're going to be having a nice little discussion here with Piper while we talk about our first world problems, essentially. I want to discuss indie games that have been released over the course of this week, because they've been sort of neglected, as you'd expect. Essentially, there were a couple of trailers and stuff, which is also something that we're going to be discussing on this show, various news and trailers and such. However, that's not the only thing that's just like one segment of the show. I want to talk about the games I've been playing also during the course of a week. If someone's interested, it is my channel. I guess it's only fitting that I talk about that alongside the news as well. So it isn't, even though it is called Juggernaut's Weekly Gaming News, it's not literally just news. It's just, I guess, a video where we rewind on the previous week, if you will. So please remember to leave that like rating down below to show support for the series, and then help me out. I guess I've got to pay the bills somehow, don't I? Anyways, we are going to now discuss some of the indie games that have been released, and essentially, if your name is not Fallout, you're not getting publicity. That is not happening. Publicity is not something you were going to receive. Well, that's not exactly fair. I think even Call of Duty is nah, I wouldn't go as far as saying suffering from the release of Fallout, but Call of Duty and Fallout are the two games that have been released, and everything else is just going down the drain right now, which is not good for the gaming industry. It's not. Then again, it is understandable, isn't it? Here's the thing. You've seen this created like an interesting media space, I suppose, considering PR and publicity and stuff like that. For the regular gamer, for the average gamer, he's going to buy one or both of these games that I just mentioned, and that's it. But for gaming companies, this has forced them to go out and seek literally miniature YouTubers that are going to be doing their content and sponsoring them. For example, someone I know that has like 100 and something subscribers on his channel got sponsored to do a video for an indie company, which you can't talk about right now, I guess, but he will be doing that because, and the reason I imagine, the only reason logical is because everyone's doing Fallout right now. You can see almost every channel out there is doing Fallout right now, and it is kind of ruining the sales of other indie games. which is unfortunate that certain games are going to get neglected. Then again, it is understandable, as I said. Nevertheless, what have I been playing that is not Fallout? We shall discuss that next. Oddly enough, nothing. It is heresy to play anything other than Fallout. No, it is not heresy. But I've been playing Empire Total War. Occasionally, when I decide to sort of take a break from Fallout, I suppose. And there we is that it? I think that's mostly it. Oh, well, that and the occasional Binding of Isaac Afterbirth run that I put in every like 1 or 2 run each day, more or less. But other than that, it's been it. I haven't had any inspiration to play anything other than this bloody game, and that's completely fine, I guess. Did I talk about how long it took me to make an intro for this? Because we do have an intro now, which you've obviously seen, but it did take me a while to make it. Unless I already said that. In case you can't tell, I've sort of done this video 3 or 4 times already, but I'm not really pleased with it. I guess I'm a bit of a... I wouldn't say perfectionist, but maybe a bit obsessed with it right now, because I want to get it. You do feel that pressure, don't you? It's the first video in the series. You want to get it done really, really well, because it's the first video. But it is what it is. I'm an unprofessional, cynical bastard, and I'm gonna be more or less similar no matter how many times I attempt to record it. A couple of things regarding the show itself and how it's going to go. I'm not going to be doing too much research into finding literally everything that happened over the course of a week. This is not that type of show. This is just more so stuff that I've seen naturally, stuff that I'm interested in, and then discussing them here, sort of like rewinding on the week, as I already said. But I'm not going to be doing like a ton of research before the actual show itself. Moving on. What else? Oh, there was something. Yes, trailers are also something that we need to talk about, and this is. I don't think it's happened this week specifically, but considering this is the first episode, we might want to go a bit back. Like a bit more than a week back, and other than Black Ops, which I'm not really going to talk about because I'm not really into Black Ops, and I've seen zombies though. I like zombies. It makes me want to get Black Ops just to play zombies with friends. But other than that, I'm completely ambiguous to any sort of Call of Duty. I have no idea what I'm doing when I'm talking about Call of Duty, so I'm not going to talk about Call of Duty, plain and simple. However, we did get a Well, we did get Star Wars trailers ages ago, an extended trailer now, but it has nothing to do with gaming whatsoever. We did get Mass Effect Andromeda, I say quote-unquote trailer. It's one of those things where I could put the trailer in right now, by the way, but if I were to do that for every game I talk about, it creates problems, namely copyright problems. At that point, it's way too complicated, and it's just not worth it in any way, shape, or form. It is just not worth it because you get a lot of problems there, and I can have my video taken down, my channel even taken down, and it's no, we're not going to be doing that. If you're interested for a particular trailer that I mention, or a game or anything, then feel free to message me in the comments. Well, just like post down a comment if you're interested. I'll send you the link, or I'll put the link in the description, stuff like that. But I'm not gonna like play the trailer in the video for fairly obvious reasons, namely copyright. So, Andromeda. It's one of those kind of rare, not too rare, but a bit rare situations where you get super excited for the game and you haven't really seen anything from the trailer, which to be expected. Don't get me wrong. I don't expect to see gameplay footage or anything at this stage because the game itself is coming out, for those of you interested, around Christmas next year. So take that into consideration. That is ages away from today. So I don't expect any gameplay trailers to be coming out anytime soon. But that said, the trailer itself did manage to sort of get everyone hyped without really showing us anything other than that, like, really cool shepherd talk. Speech. Some people call it a speech. Nah. But I guess it does sort of show where Andromeda's going to go in terms of its story and lore, which it is important to us, is it not? Other than that, is pretty much the most exciting news that's reached me over the course of the week. I've been home all day because I don't want to repeat myself like 15 times, but after surgery, like over the course of the next week or so, I can't leave the house pretty much because I'm recovering. There's stitches and stuff that need to get removed and bandaging and all that. So what else am I going to do if not stay home and play computer games, I suppose. But other than, those are pretty much the only things that stand out this week that I deem worthy of discussion. Furthermore, as we take down absolute hordes of green mutants, furthermore, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by sounds of gunshots, where was I going with this? Oh no, not again. I've had this happen to me once already. No, I've lost my train of thought. It sailed away. The train sailed away long ago. Oh no. Someone told me I sound like Gopher. No, I don't. I guess you do pick up the tone of voice and the accent if you really watch someone a lot. So shout out to that person. I think he even subscribed after I responded to that comment, because that comment made my day. I swear to God, it's like achievement unlocked. I've succeeded in life now. But back to the matters at hand. There was an announcement in a way. Patches for games like War Thunder and World of Tanks and Armored Warfare, big patches, are going to be coming out soon, and they're going to be coming out in roughly the same time period, which is a bit not great for someone that hypothetically plays multiple games. But for me personally, I only play Armored Warfare, so I guess that's great for me. But if you're looking to cover all three, good luck. You're gonna need to put in a lot of hours, I guess. Anyways, they've been announced, which is always exciting to hear that we're gonna be getting new maps and new stuff to grind out in those games, I suppose. And for Armored Warfare, which specifically interested me because I play that game, I've stopped playing the other two some time ago. Well, I'm sorry, I've been distracted by this robot. It's awful, absolutely awful. Yeah, we're always like happy to see new maps, new tanks, new stuff added to the games, because once you nail down the concept and when you get it in order, there's very little you can add to the experience, I suppose. You either like the game or you dislike it within the first hour or so. It is grindy by nature, and we've come to expect that, and we wouldn't have it any other way, I guess. So, as far those batches have been just announced, though, nothing else. there wasn't any trailers. There usually aren't any trailers for that type of game. For specifically for the patches in games of that type. Anything else that's been going on? Don't really think so. Not that much, honestly. I did a first impressions on another free-to-play title that came out to sort of in this time period roughly, but again, it's one of those that gets overlooked very clearly. You don't have to watch my video to see, but like even if it's just type in that name of that game in YouTube or in Google, you're gonna see very few views on reviews of that game, first impressions, etc. So it's kind of to be expected. We're in this period where everybody's silent and playing Fallout and just doing metric shit tons of videos on Fallout, which is great. But in line with that, I suppose, Fallout, I don't want to call it experience, but that Fallout hype and fiasco that's been going on. I wanted to play some other RPGs, because there's really isn't. I don't have the strength to play anything else, nor the determination, nor the will to be playing anything else, other than either Fallout or another RPG when Fallout's either not working, updating, or whatever. But I haven't been doing that either. So yeah, I wanted to get it back in on The Witcher and stuff like that, but it sort of took a pause, which is to be expected. I don't know what. There wasn't anything else to discuss. Everything has been said. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe down below if you enjoyed the video and want to stay tuned with the series and other as well as other videos that I produce on this channel. Any critique, obviously, I should have said this way earlier, any critique, advice, etc., that you have for the series as a whole is welcome. This is not that much of a serious video right now. I expect them to get way more professional, honest, Governor, honest. To get way more professional later down the line, as far as next video goes. Because then, I actually have scripts and be prepared properly and everything. I'm just sort of testing out the formula right now and testing out interest in, I guess, this type of content in this series. Plus, I gotta be honest, the thumbnail was way too fun to make. Like, it was so fun to make. Putting up all my favorite games in there and just like cool looking posters and stuff. It was really, really cool to work on that, and it was really fun. So yeah, that would be all for today. My name is Juggernaut. Thank you for sticking this long if you have done that. And I will see you next time. Until then, bye bye and take care.